First story, the Friday that never ended. I remember I had just gotten a bad grade on an algebra test that week. It was Mrs. Patterson's class, 7th period. You know those Friday afternoons when everyone's mind is already on the weekend? That's exactly what it was like. It was around 2:15, only 45 minutes left until we could leave school. Mrs. Patterson was actually a pretty strict teacher, but since it was Friday and spring break was starting in a week, she must have noticed we were all exhausted. "All right kids," she said, "let's have some fun today. We're doing a Sporkle quiz." Everyone let out a sigh of relief. She pulled up sporcle.com on the smartboard, and the brand logos quiz began. There were about 25 students in the class. I sat in the middle, by the window. My best friend Tyler sat next to me. Tyler was obsessed with sneakers. He always said he had at least 30 pairs in his closet. The first logo appeared on the screen, 3 stripes, classic. Tyler immediately raised his hand. "Adidas," he said. Mrs. Patterson smiled. "Too easy, Tyler. Everyone knows that one." The class laughed. Right then, there was an electrical crackle from the speaker in the ceiling. You know, that clicking sound before announcements. Then came the voice of our vice principal, Mr. Davidson. But his voice wasn't normal. Usually, he spoke very calmly, sometimes monotone. But this time there was panic in his voice, like he was running and out of breath. "All teachers and staff, attention. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Initiate code red procedures immediately. Lock all doors, turn off lights, keep students out of sight. This is not a drill." There were a few seconds of deep silence in the classroom. Then everyone started looking at each other. Tyler whispered, "What the hell's going on?" Mrs. Patterson's face suddenly changed. That smiling, relaxed demeanor disappeared. "Right now. Everyone to the corner, hurry," she yelled. I had known this woman for 4 years, and I'd never seen her panic like this. She immediately jumped up and ran to the light switch. The lights went out. Then she rushed to the door and locked it. There were no curtains, but she covered the door's window with a poster. "Don't take out your phones, stay quiet," she said sternly. We all gathered in the back corner of the classroom. There was a large whiteboard on the wall there, and we squeezed behind it. One of the girls, Sarah, immediately started crying. "Calm down," her friend whispered, but she couldn't stop. For the first 2 minutes, we sat like that. Complete silence. Only Sarah's muffled sobs could be heard. I looked at Tyler, he looked at me. We were both thinking the same thing: is there a shooter in the school? You live in America, you watch the news. You know about Columbine, you know about Sandy Hook, you know about Parkland. But you never think it'll happen to you. It feels like a statistic. But right then, sitting in that dark corner, we could have been part of that statistic. Suddenly, something strange happened. There was always a constant buzzing from the electrical panel on the wall. We heard it so much we didn't even notice it anymore. But right then, that sound stopped. Completely stopped. The school had cut the power. The AC stopped, the projector went off, everything went dark and silent. That's when we understood how serious this was. I looked at Mrs. Patterson. The woman was leaning against the wall with her hand over her mouth. Her eyes were wide open. Maybe 5 more minutes passed. No one was talking. Sarah had stopped crying, but now 3 other girls next to her were quietly crying too. Tyler's knees were shaking, I could see it. Mine were shaking too, actually, but I was trying to control it. Then, that sound came. From the hallway. Far away. A man was yelling. At first, we couldn't understand what he was saying, but as the sound got closer, it became clearer. Profanity, threats, a completely uncontrolled scream. "I'll find you. I'll find all of you," he was screaming. Emily, one of the girls, started sobbing, "Oh my God, oh my God." Mrs. Patterson immediately went to her and covered her mouth with her hand. "Shoo, please," she whispered. The man was moving down the hallway. He was hitting the metal lockers. Bam! 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 With each bang, everyone in the classroom flinched. Then he screamed, "I'm going to kill all of you. Come out." That was the moment I first truly thought I might die. I was 15 years old. I hadn't even gotten my driver's license yet. I'd just broken up with my first girlfriend a month ago. I had so many things I wanted to do, and now here, in a corner of a classroom, I could die. The man got even closer. He was in our hallway now. We could hear his voice very clearly. He kept banging on the lockers. Then, he came to our door. Bang! 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 He was pounding on the door with his fists. "Open this. I know someone's in there." Emily couldn't control herself. "No," she screamed. "Calm down, please," Mrs. Patterson begged, but it was too late. The man had heard. "I heard you. You're in there. Open the door or I'll break it down." He started turning the doorknob. The lock was holding, but he was pulling with force. The door frame was creaking. Tyler's hand was in mine, both of us trembling. This maybe lasted 30 seconds, but it felt like hours. Then, the man cursed and moved away. His footsteps were moving down the hallway. He was going to another door, trying another classroom. But we still didn't move. We sat like that for another half hour. No one spoke. Some were crying, some just staring. Finally, the speaker came on again. Mr. Davidson was speaking, but this time his voice was a bit calmer. "All classes, please remain where you are. Keep doors locked. Police have arrived and are getting the situation under control. No students should go into the hallways." We relaxed a bit, but we were still scared. Mrs. Patterson turned on the lights. We were all still in the corner. "You can return to your seats, but stay quiet," she said. We went back to our seats, but no one's mind was on Sporkle anymore. Everyone was looking at their phones, Mrs. Patterson allowed at this time. Parents were bombarding us with messages. My mom had sent 15 texts, "Are you okay? Answer me. I saw it on the news. Please answer." "I'm fine, Mom, I'm in the classroom," I typed. We waited another hour. Then the principal made another announcement. What he told us was terrifying. Around 9 that morning, Mrs. Chen, who worked at the reception desk, was at her desk. A man had come in, wearing a black jacket with a hood over his head. Mrs. Chen asked, "How can I help you?" The man said nothing and just started walking straight into the hallway. Mrs. Chen called out, "Sir, you need to get a visitor's badge," but the man didn't listen. When Mrs. Chen tried to stop him, the man started yelling and lunged at Mrs. Chen. The woman screamed and ran outside, taking refuge in the cafe across the street and calling the police. The school principal and 2 teachers tried to stop the man, but he yelled, "Don't come near me. I have a gun." No one actually saw a gun, but you can't take that risk. The man entered the hallway and disappeared. That's when Code Red was declared. Police came and searched the entire building but couldn't find the man. There were over 30 classrooms in the school like ours, all locked. The man had banged on some doors but couldn't get in. Fortunately, no one was hurt that day. At 4 o'clock, police started evacuating all classrooms one by one. They escorted us out in groups, through the hallways with police. Outside, there were dozens of police cars, fire trucks, and ambulances. My family was waiting in the car. I'd never seen my mom so scared. As soon as she saw me, she started crying. It was on the news that night. But the really scary part happened that night. At midnight, one of the school's cleaning staff, Mr. Rodriguez, was working the night shift. There's an old storage area in the back of the school that no one uses. Mr. Rodriguez rarely went there, but that night he heard something and went to check. The door to an old cleaning closet was slightly open. Snoring was coming from inside. When he opened the door all the way, the man was there. On the floor, asleep. And something was hanging from his jacket pocket, a gun. Mr. Rodriguez froze. Then he slowly backed away, leaving the door open, closing it would make noise, and ran to call the principal. The principal called the police, but the man woke up. Maybe he heard Mr. Rodriguez's retreating footsteps. He came out of the closet and before the police arrived, escaped through the back exit. The next day at school, everyone was gripped with fear and tension. The principal made an announcement, explaining the situation. The police had a description of the man and were continuing the search. Security at school was increased, a security guard was posted at the entrance, cameras were installed. But that man was never caught. At least they never told us. Some people think he went to another city. Some say he was arrested but the principal didn't tell us. I don't know. But what I do know is this, after that day, nothing at school was ever the same. We took Code Red drills seriously now. Every sound at the door, every stranger in the hallway made people nervous. And I'll never forget the fear I felt that day, sitting in that corner, hearing those fists pounding on the door. Second story, lunch period nightmare. At our school, the lunch period system is a bit complicated. There are 2 separate lunch periods because the cafeteria can't accommodate everyone at once. First lunch starts at 11:30, all 6th graders and half of 7th graders eat then. Second lunch starts at 12:15, the remaining 7th graders and all 8th graders eat then. I'm in 8th grade, so I'm in second lunch. Usually, my friend group sits outside at the picnic tables. The school campus is open, there's a fence around it but there's a yard, basketball court, and picnic area. It was early October that day. The weather was a bit overcast, like it was going to rain, but it hadn't started yet. Me, Jake, Marcus, and Lily were sitting outside. Jake had gotten pizza from the cafeteria, I was eating a sandwich I brought from home. Marcus was talking about a basketball game, someone new had joined his team or something. It was around 12:30, right in the middle of lunch. Just a normal, ordinary day. Then. Bam! A very loud, very harsh sound. Like something from the sky, but it wasn't thunder. Sharper, more instantaneous. What the hell was that? Jake said. Bam! Again. Bam! Bam! 3 more, back to back. Now they were coming from closer. Everyone on campus flinched, looked up. Some kids laughed lightly, someone said, "Fireworks." But me and my friends couldn't laugh. Those sounds were familiar. My dad had taken me to a shooting range 2 years ago. I'd heard gunfire. And these were gunshots. Suddenly, Mr. Morrison from campus security, a big guy, former military, came running outside. He was blowing his whistle. Everyone inside. Right now. Run, he was yelling. That's when everyone panicked. Some ran toward the cafeteria, some toward the main building. Students were bumping into each other, shouting, screaming. The 4 of us got up and started running. What's happening? Lily yelled, but no one answered. We just ran. We entered the cafeteria. Inside was chaos. People waiting in the lunch line were standing there with their trays, but a security guard was yelling, "Drop the food. Move to the multi-purpose room. Now." Kids were throwing food in the trash, some were still holding it, but everyone was heading to the room. The room was adjacent to the cafeteria, a large space used for meetings, concerts, and stuff. When we went inside, we saw that the first lunch students were already there. So 6th graders, half of 7th graders, and now us. About 400 kids were in one room. The back wall of the room was entirely glass, looking outside. Security guards were rushing to close the curtains. They were standing guard at the doors. "Everyone sit down. Be quiet," they were yelling, but no one could be quiet. Everyone was asking each other, "What's happening? What happened?" I sat down next to Jake. Marcus and Lily were next to us too. Jake's face had gone pale. "Bro, were those gunshots?" he whispered. "I don't know," I said, but I did know. I had a friend named Eric, he was my teammate from baseball. Eric came running over. "Yo, I just talked to a security guard." "What did he say?" Marcus asked. Eric looked around, lowering his voice. He said, "You know those houses right next to the school? On Thompson Street? There's a guy there, some crazy person. He's barricaded himself in his house. He doesn't want to be evicted. He told the cops that if they try to force him out, he'll kill himself and shoot the police." "What?" Lily said. "Are you kidding?" "I'm not kidding. And there's worse. The guy's been walking around the school since this morning. He jumped the fence, got onto campus, was watching kids. A teacher noticed and he ran, but the police are looking for him now. He might not be at his house." My stomach dropped. So, he could be at the school. They don't know. That's why they brought everyone inside. In the middle of the room, there were plastic chairs lined up in rows. Normally used for conferences. Everyone sat there, but no one was comfortable. Some were still standing, pacing. I took out my phone. I texted my mom, "Mom, I'm okay. We're in lockdown but I'm safe." Mom immediately replied, "What? What happened? Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Don't know details. I'll text you when I can." I looked around. The 6th graders seemed the most scared. Some of the little kids were crying. Teachers were trying to calm them down. Then the principal, Principal Hayes, entered the room. He had a megaphone. "Okay kids, please be quiet," he said. The room slowly calmed down. "I want to explain the situation to you," he said. "Our school is currently on lockdown per protocol. There is a security situation in the immediate vicinity, outside the school. Police are currently on scene and getting everything under control. All of you are safe. The school is completely secure. But per protocol, we'll stay here until police give us the all clear." A student yelled, "How long will it take?" "I don't know," Hayes said. "But you can use your phones, let your families know. Teachers will be here with you. Please stay calm." So we waited. For the first 20 minutes, everyone tried to search for news. On our phones, we looked on Twitter, Instagram, but no news had come out yet. Some friends were posting live, "Lockdown at TMS #scary #pray for us." Then 30 minutes passed. The room started getting really boring. Some started playing cards. Some were studying, unbelievable, right? Me and Jake were playing games on his phone. An hour passed. Now people were getting hungry. cafeteria staff started distributing sandwiches and water. I looked out the curtained glass window. When the curtain parted, we could see the street. There were police cars, at least 5 of them. Lights were flashing. There was an ambulance too. "This is serious," Marcus said. Finally, exactly 1 hour and 10 minutes after lunch started, the principal came back. "Okay kids, the police have resolved the situation. Everything is safe. We're going to send you back to your classrooms now." But slowly, class by class. Everyone sighed in relief. Finally, someone said. 6th graders left first. Then 7th graders. We 8th graders went last. There were police in the hallways. They were standing at every corner. It's a strange feeling, seeing armed police in your school. I returned to my classroom. The teacher, Mr. Ramirez, was listening to people asking questions, but he didn't know much either. We got out of school early that day. We left at 2. But the story didn't end there. The next day, the rumors at school were crazy. Everyone had heard something, everyone knew something. A girl named Brandy, in my history class, came up to me. "Hey," she said. "Did you hear about what happened during that lockdown?" "More or less," I said. "Someone on Thompson Street barricaded himself in his house." "Yeah. And guess what, I live right next to those houses." "Seriously?" "Yeah. That guy. I know him. I mean, I'd seen him. Last year on Halloween, we were trick-or-treating. I didn't want to go near that guy's house because the house was so weird. The yard was messy, the door was broken and stuff. But my friend said, "Let's go, maybe he'll give candy." What happened? We approached the door. The door was closed but the window was open. I looked inside and... Brandy paused. There was someone at the window. The man. He had cut his arm, it was bleeding. And he had written something on the window with his blood. What did he write? "Come here and I'll kill you." My stomach churned. Are you serious? I swear. We ran away immediately. But back then we thought it was Halloween decor, a haunted house thing. But after what happened yesterday, that guy is for real. Did the police catch him? Yeah. I heard they got him at his house. He finally surrendered. But there were guns in the house, knives, everything. As Brandy told the story, she was trembling. And I learned something else. That guy, he's a registered sex offender. Meaning he's hurt children before. At that moment, my stomach turned. This man had been walking around the school. He'd jumped the fence. He'd been watching us. Thank God they caught him, I said. Yeah, Brandy said. But just think, if he had gotten into the school that day. She didn't finish her sentence, but we both knew. It could have been another Uvalde. Another Sandy Hook. Walking home that day, I thought about how lucky we were. A teacher had noticed him. The police had acted quickly. Security had made the right call. But it was also sad. Because in America, this has become normal. Lockdowns at schools are normal. Gunshots are normal. Children are dying and we're still debating. After that day, there was always tension at school. Every stranger was suspicious, every announcement was scary. And that window Brandy told me about, that image won't leave my mind. Third story, the man in the basement. I'm 22 years old. I graduated from college last year, computer science. Finding a job was tough, I applied to a lot of places but nothing good came through. Then my old high school teacher, Mr. Davis, called me. Hey kiddo, he said. He still called me kiddo. There's an IT internship opening at school. Would you be interested? I can recommend you. Really? I said. Is it paid? Yes, part-time but paid. And good experience. Might turn into a full-time position. So I started. Going back to high school was weird, but also nostalgic. Same hallways, same smells, same lockers. But this time I wasn't a student, I was staff. The IT office was in the school basement. Generally, no one went down to the basement. There was just the IT office, old archive rooms, and unused storage areas down there. The basement was cold, damp, and a bit creepy, but we got used to it. Our office was small, 3 desks, 2 mini fridges, a TV on the wall, which we never turned on, and best of all, air conditioning. None of the students in this school had AC, but we did. It was like luxury. 2 other people worked with me. Dave, in his 40s, was a former software engineer. Very laid back, cool guy. Gary was in his 30s, young but experienced, an expert in networking. Both were good people, they taught me a lot. My days usually went like this: I'd arrive at 8 in the morning, we'd deal with teachers' computer problems, fix projectors, solve Wi-Fi issues. Lunch was at 12, I usually brought a sandwich from home and ate in the office. Dave and Gary usually went upstairs during lunch and ate in the teacher's lounge. That day, everything started normally. It was a Tuesday, mid-November. In the morning, we'd repaired a few laptops, went up to the first floor to install a Wi-Fi router. As lunch approached, Dave and Gary went upstairs. "You're not coming?" Gary said. "Nah, I brought a sandwich today, I'll eat here," I said. "Okay, we'll be back in half an hour," Dave said. I was alone in the office. There was silence, but I was used to it. I took my sandwich out of the fridge, turkey, cheese, lettuce, mustard, and sat at my desk. I'd opened Reddit on my computer, looking at the news. It was around 12:20. I had just finished half my sandwich when our office phone rang. Internal line. IT office, hello, I said. It was a woman from the front office, her voice trembling. Hey, a lockdown has been declared. There might be an armed person in the building. Stay where you are, lock the door. My heart raced. What? Are you kidding? I'm not kidding. Right now. Lock the door. The line went dead. For a moment, I just sat there. Then it hit me, Dave and Gary. They're upstairs. I need to let them know. I took out my phone, texted Dave, lockdown. Where are you? No response. I texted Gary too, lockdown declared. You guys okay? Still no response. I got up, went to the office door. I say, door, but actually our office didn't have a real door. Just a wide opening, an old door frame. The door itself had been removed years ago. So, I couldn't lock it. I panicked. What am I going to do? I went to the basement entrance. There was a door at the top of the stairs, I could close and lock that. But the key was upstairs, in the main office. The basement door had no lock either. Damn it, I muttered. I went back to the office. Turned off the lights. Turned off the computer monitors. Sat in the dark, listened. Silence. I looked at my phone. Still no response from Dave and Gary. Maybe they're stuck upstairs, can't look at their phones. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. I only heard the sound of my own breathing. The basement was already quiet, but now it was like a tomb. I opened a game on my phone, Tried to keep myself busy. Candy Crush. Stupid, but it distracted me. 20 minutes passed. Still no sound, no movement. Maybe it's a false alarm, I thought. Maybe someone pressed the wrong button. Those things happen. But I had a feeling inside. A bad feeling. Then I heard it. The basement door opened. Its hinges creaked. That door always creaked, needed oiling, but no one did it. Footsteps. On the stairs. Coming down. I froze. The footsteps were heavy, slow. Coming down the stairs one by one. Dave? Gary? I thought. But no, they would run down. This was slow, deliberate. The footsteps came down from the stairs. Now in the basement hallway. Coming toward my office. Panic. Full panic. I pushed my chair back, it made a slight sound, seemed very loud. I got under the desk. Curled up there, pulled my knees to my chest. The footsteps got closer. Stopped at the office entrance. I held my breath. Someone came in. Didn't turn on the lights. Was walking in the dark. I could see his feet from under the desk. Sneakers. Jeans. The man stopped. Seemed like he was looking around. Then he walked, went to the fridge. Opened the fridge door, that blue light lit up the basement for a moment. He took something, closed the door. Dark again. The man walked around the office. Looked at the TV. Went to another desk. Seemed like he was searching for something. Then, he came to my desk. His feet were a meter away. I was afraid he could hear my heartbeat. The man stopped. Bent down. Took something from the top of the desk, my sandwich. I'd forgotten about it. He stood up. Moved away. Toward the exit. I was about to take a relieved breath when... Ding! A message notification came to my phone. That sound, that little ding, exploded like a bomb in that silent basement. The man turned. "Who's there?" he said. His voice wasn't familiar. Not a teacher's voice. Not staff. Footsteps came back toward me. Fast this time. I panicked. I burst out from under the desk, yelling, "Please. Please don't hurt me." The man flinched, stepped back. "Whoa, whoa. Calm down." My eyes had adjusted to the dark, I could see his shape. Middle-aged, red plaid shirt, jeans, a red and black cap on his head. Holding my sandwich. "Who?" I tried to say, but my voice was shaking. "Calm down, okay? I'm hiding here too," the man said. "What?" I said. "There's a lockdown upstairs." This seemed like a safe place, so I came down. I was still trembling with fear. Who are you?" "I just came here to visit. To pick up my son." Then the lockdown happened, a teacher told me to hide. It sounded logical, but something was wrong. Why did he come here? Why didn't he stay upstairs? "Is there an exit from here?" he asked. I pointed to the emergency exit in the back. "Over there, but the alarm will go off." "Okay," he said. He looked at my sandwich. "This yours?" "Sorry, I was really hungry." "It's fine," I muttered. The man walked, went toward the emergency exit, but then stopped. "So you work here?" "Yeah, IT." "Good, nice." He walked again, but slower this time. Like he was thinking about something. He turned toward me. "Do you know what's happening upstairs?" "No," I said. They just said there was a lockdown. He nodded. I see. At that moment, my phone vibrated in my pocket. A message had come. From Dave. I took out my phone, looked at the screen. Read the message. And the world stopped. Dude, this is bad. There's a shooter. He shot Mr. Buckley. Red flannel shirt and red/black cap. Do not come upstairs. I froze. Read the message again. Red flannel shirt and red/black cap. Slowly, I lifted my head. Looked at the man. He was looking at me too. We both understood. In that second, there were only the two of us in the world. In that dark, cold basement. Me and the armed man. The man's face changed. What did you just read? He said, his voice hard. Nothing, I said, but my voice trembled. Don't lie. What did it say? I put the phone in my pocket. Just my friend, something unimportant. The man approached. Show me the phone. No, I said. Show me the phone, he yelled. I started running. Toward the stairs. He yelled after me, stop. I was running. The stairs. Taking 2 steps at a time. Bang. A gunshot. It echoed in the basement, my ears went deaf. The bullet hit something metal somewhere, but it didn't hit me. I kept going. Climbed the stairs. Reached the door, opened it. Hallway. Police. At least 5 of them. Armed, wearing vests, fully professional. Get down, they yelled. I got on the ground, put my hands on my head. The police ran, headed toward the basement door. Hands up. Come out. I heard the man coming out behind me. Okay, okay. Don't shoot. While lying on the ground, I turned my head slightly. The man was coming out, hands up. 2 police officers jumped on him, put him on the ground, handcuffed him. A police officer came to me. Okay son, get up. Are you alright? I stood up. My legs were shaking, I could barely stand. I am fine, I said. Were you hit? I looked at myself. No. The bullet missed. The officer took a relieved breath. You're a lucky kid. They sat me down somewhere in the hallway. An ambulance came, they checked me. They said I had no physical injuries but was in shock. Dave and Gary ran downstairs. Dave hugged me, dude, are you okay? He could have killed you. I'm fine, I said, but my voice was still shaking. Gary told me, upstairs, Mr. Buckley, the math teacher, was entering his classroom when that man appeared in the hallway. Mr. Buckley asked, can I help you? The man said nothing, pulled out his gun, and fired at Mr. Buckley. The bullet hit his shoulder. Mr. Buckley fell to the ground, the man ran. Teachers immediately declared a lockdown. Police were called. Mr. Buckley was taken to the ambulance. And the man ran to the basement. Found me. Why didn't he kill you? Gary asked. He could have killed you when you were down there. I don't know, I said. Maybe he didn't realize who I was. Maybe he was just trying to escape. But I actually knew. The man could have killed me. But he didn't. Maybe he felt sorry. Maybe he saw I was young. Maybe there was something inside him, a spark of conscience. Or maybe I was just lucky. When I went home that night, my mom cried. My dad hugged me tight. Don't go back to that school, my mom said. Please. Mom, That's my job, I said. I can't. But I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that dark basement. I heard those footsteps. That bang sound. Mr. Buckley had surgery. The bullet had gone cleanly through his shoulder, no bone broken. He was lucky. He returned to school a few weeks later. We learned more about the man later. His name was Gerald Thompson. He was 48 years old. He didn't have a student at the school. That I came to pick up my son was a lie. Actually, he had a problem with Mr. Buckley in the past. Buckley had tutored Gerald's brother years ago. Something happened, we couldn't learn exactly what, and Gerald wanted revenge. He was so obsessed that he planned it for years. He came to school that day to shoot Buckley. Fortunately, Mr. Buckley survived. And Gerald is now in prison for attempted murder. But me? I'm still recovering. I still work in that office at the school. Dave and Gary are still with me. But now every day I come, I'm a bit tense. Every time I go down to the basement, I'm a bit scared. Every stranger's footsteps, I'm on alert. And that gunshot, that bang. That sound still echoes in my head. I hear it in my dreams at night. Sometimes during the day, a door slams or a book drops, and for a moment I relive that moment. They said it might be PTSD. Therapy was recommended. Maybe I'll go. But for now I'm just grateful to be alive. That I made it out of that basement that day. That I was able to run up those stairs. Because others weren't that lucky. In other schools, in other cities, other kids died. Teachers died. I'm alive. And that has to mean something. Maybe one day, I can turn this trauma into something. Maybe I can speak out, raise awareness, work for change. But for now I'm just here. Breathing. Living. And I'll never, ever forget that dark moment in that basement.